Hey Jess and fellow nerd fighters, it's Wednesday, which means it's time for a highlight from John and Hank Green's Q&A from VidCon, where the quality of the video doesn't reflect the quality of the question. So I mentioned before that I didn't record the Q&A in its entirety, which basically means I missed a lot. My hope is that for the people that couldn't make it to VidCon, or maybe were thinking about making it to VidCon and haven't taken the next step yet, that this provides a little something for them. I've saved a great moment for last. I've shown you basically anything that I've got that's remotely viewable. And Paul Roth, dude, I know you've been waiting to see if I have your question. I've scoured through what I've got. It doesn't look like I've got it. I'm sorry, dude, I'm sorry. I feel bad, but I didn't get everyone's, so it is what it is. Anyway, this is the last highlight that I have from VidCon. This is where John and Hank took their last question, and they found themselves reflecting on the life of nerdfighteria as well as their own lives.
What do you see being like the end of nerdfighteria or your involvement?
What an amazing last question. Did you prepare it, or you like? How did you make us do it?
I knew you were going to choose me last because Crippleberg. So anyway, what do you see as like being the end of nerdfighteria or your involvement in nerdfighteria? Because you said in a panel that you think it'll exist after you die.
Yeah, I think that the end of my involvement in nerdfighteria is definitely death. Yeah, it was really weird in the panel. People were like, no, don't say that. And I was like, well, I'm gonna die. Are you guys confused about that? I'm like planning on it. Like, not like daily or anything. But, I'm like, gonna be.
Wow. Wait, you don't think about dying daily?
Oh, no, yeah, maybe once a week. I'm thinking about it now.
Is that serious? You think about dying once a week?
I don't know. I don't like have a spreadsheet.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, there has not been a day that I did not think about dying since I became aware of dying. Like, I spent a lot of time, I think I asked you this question once, like I was in an airport and you called me and I was like, are you ever in an airport and you're just staring at all the people thinking about how dead they're all gonna be? And Hank was like, no. And I was like, but they are, Hank, they're all gonna die. And he was like, yeah. Oblivion is inevitable.
Like once a day now. Yeah,
good.
It's my second time.
Yeah. I feel the same way. I want to be a nerd fighter. I want it to be I want it to be something that I am for the rest of my life. And I hope that there will be
Can we put it on your tombstone?
I'd have to ask my family because my tombstone isn't really about me.
Husband, father, nerd fighter.
Now I'm getting a little worried that we're like inviting death soon. Because it's like, oh, like Abraham Lincoln had a dream about dying the night before he died. And then like if we die on the plane ride home, people are gonna be like, oh, that's funny, they discussed, he said he wanted it to be on his tombstone. Just to be clear, I want whoever is alive, I want them to decide what's on my tombstone because I want it to be useful to them because it is of absolutely no interest to me.
Yeah, I mean, so where nerdfighteria goes, I mean, obviously, when I think about the future, I don't think about end. I think about, just like a series of ideas. And even if it's not, that's not the word, I think that just the culture, the ideas, and like even if it has a very small effect on individual people, like those effects are like matter and are important and last for a very long time. But
they last for a lifetime. I mean, the end of nerdfighteria is the moment the last person who, the last time that someone thinks about being a nerd fighter or feels transformed.
I don't like where we're going.
Feels transformed. I mean, it will happen, of course, but like it's the last time that someone feels conscious of being transformed by nerdfighteria, and even then, it's not really over because maybe that person was shaped by something within this community that affected someone else, and it can sort of ripple on, and maybe on that in that way, like it survives. And I think in a way, like we survived, the way that we touched each other and affected each other survives until there are no human beings anymore. At which point, who cares?
Yeah, like that's the like. Yeah.
There's my hope.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a pretty good book. And like, I just, like, it's really, actually, it's changed the way I think about that sort of thing. Like, I think it's so fantastic. Like, the idea that it's all about being remembered, it's not. It's about now. It's about, just like you said, like, how do you know what to do with your life? You don't. You know what to do with the day. It's not about what we do with, it's not about how many people we affect. It's about connecting. It's about having a connection now and having an effect now.
We don't have, yeah, clap for him.
Do anything you can tell us.
A lot of people find it very sad to think that there is no forever, at least no earthly forever, and like it's something that's very difficult for them to contemplate. But I find it very liberating. I find it kind of joyful because it makes now miraculous. It makes now more special than it possibly. It's almost because it's finite. It's unbelievably valuable, and like what an astonishing privilege we all enjoy. To be able to apprehend the universe. Like, what an astonishing privilege it is to be able to be connected to each other. Like, how amazing is it that we are here right now, at all? We are the tiniest possible fraction of what possibly could have happened. And it's such a wonderful gift to all of us to be here with each other now. And I take great comfort in that and find a lot of joy in that instead of finding sadness in it.